Listen, life will teach you real quick that not everything needs a response. Some folks talk just to hear themselves, filling the air with words that don't help, don't heal, and don't build. But let me tell you something. There's power in silence. There's wisdom in knowing when to speak and when to keep your mouth shut. A lot of people feel the need to respond to everything. They think that if someone says something to them, they have to fire right back. If they hear something they don't like, they have to correct it immediately. If someone offends them, they have to clap back. But that's not wisdom. That's impulse. And impulse will have you saying things you can't take back, reacting to things that don't deserve your energy, and engaging in conversations that don't serve you. Silence is a tool that most people don't know how to use. The ability to hold your tongue when unnecessary words are fighting to come out is a skill that separates the wise from the reckless. People who always have to say something are usually the ones who end up saying the wrong thing. They feel like their voice has to be heard at all times, but in reality, the most impactful voices are the ones that know when to be quiet. When you speak only out of habit or emotion, you give other people control over you. You let them dictate your reactions. You let their words pull you into arguments, distractions, and situations that could have been avoided. But when you understand that not everything needs a response, you move differently. You stop wasting energy on meaningless conversations. You stop defending yourself when there's nothing to prove. You stop trying to explain yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Some battles aren't worth fighting. Some conversations don't deserve your participation. Some comments are meant to provoke you, not engage you. And when you recognize that, you free yourself from the constant need to respond. People will say things to test you, to get a reaction out of you, to pull you into their negativity. But you don't have to take the bait. You don't have to answer every call for drama. You don't have to prove yourself with words when your actions already speak for you. A lot of people think that just because they have something to say, they should say it. They believe that the more they talk, the more important they seem. But real power doesn't come from how much you talk. It comes from why you talk. Every word you speak should have a purpose, a direction, a reason. Talking just to fill the silence doesn't make you wise, it makes you noisy. People who understand the power of words don't waste them. They don't speak just because they can. They speak because they have something meaningful to contribute. When they open their mouths, people listen, not because they're loud, but because they've earned respect. Their words carry weight because they don't throw them around carelessly. They don't talk about things they don't understand. They don't make promises they can't keep. They don't speak on situations that don't concern them. When you speak with purpose, people take you seriously. They know that when you have something to say, it matters. But if you're always talking, always sharing your opinions, always inserting yourself into conversations that don't need you, people stop paying attention. Your voice becomes background noise. They hear you, but they don't listen to you. Speaking with purpose also means being intentional with how you use your words. Are you encouraging people or tearing them down? Are you solving problems or creating them? Are you giving wisdom or just venting frustration? Some people use their words to spread negativity without even realizing it. They gossip, complain, criticize, and argue, thinking it makes them look smart or powerful, but in reality, it just drains energy and pushes people away. The most successful, respected, and influential people in the world all have one thing in common. They know how to make their words count. They don't just speak for the sake of speaking. They understand that when they do talk, it should be for a reason with a goal in mind. Words that come from a place of wisdom, intention, and clarity will always have more impact than words spoken out of impulse or habit. Words are one of the most powerful things you have. They can build people up or tear them down, open doors or close them, create opportunities or destroy them. But too many people speak without thinking, not realizing that every word they say carries consequences. Once something is spoken, you can't take it back. You can apologize, you can explain, but you can never fully erase the impact of what was said. How many times have people ruined relationships, lost jobs, or damaged their reputation because they spoke out of anger or frustration? A single careless comment can break trust that took years to build. A reckless joke can offend the wrong person and shut down opportunities. Speaking without considering the weight of your words can cost you more than you ever intended. Some people speak before their mind has even caught up. They say whatever they feel in the moment only to regret it later. They react instead of responding. But the difference between those who succeed in life and those who struggle is knowing when to hold back and when to speak with purpose. Those who understand the power of words take a moment to think before they talk. They ask themselves if what they're about to say is true, necessary, and beneficial. If it's not, they keep it to themselves. People remember words. They remember how you made them feel. A harsh word can stick with someone for years, while an encouraging one can change their entire life. The words you speak don't just affect others, they affect you. If you're always speaking negatively, complaining, gossiping, or arguing, that energy will follow you. But if you choose to speak with kindness, wisdom, and intention, your words will open doors for you. Words also shape how people perceive you. If you're known for speaking without thinking, people will stop taking you seriously. If you're known for spreading negativity, people will avoid you. But if you're known for choosing your words carefully and speaking with meaning, your voice will always carry weight and your words will always matter. Silence is not just the absence of words, it is a form of power, a tool that allows you to maintain control over yourself and the situations around you. Too many people rush to speak without understanding that silence gives them the advantage. When you stay quiet, you give yourself time to think, time to observe, and time to make decisions that are based on wisdom rather than emotion. Speaking too soon can put you in situations you're not ready for. It can expose weaknesses, reveal insecurities, or give away too much information to the wrong people. But when you learn to hold your tongue, you protect yourself. You don't let others manipulate you into saying something you'll regret. You don't allow anger or frustration to push you into a conversation that doesn't serve you. You remain in control not just of your words, but of your emotions and your image. Silence also forces people to listen differently. When you don't always respond right away, people start paying more attention to what you do say. They wonder what's on your mind. They respect your words more because they know you don't speak unless it's necessary. But when you're constantly talking, constantly explaining, constantly defending yourself, your words lose their impact. People stop valuing them because they know they'll hear from you regardless. Many people fear silence because they think it makes them look weak. But the opposite is true. Silence makes you look composed, thoughtful, and in control. It allows you to hear things that others miss. It gives you the ability to read a room, to notice what's not being said, and to understand the true meaning behind people's words. Those who talk too much often miss the details that silence reveals. When you hold back from speaking, you also protect your peace. You don't get caught up in pointless arguments. You don't waste time explaining yourself to people who aren't listening. You don't allow yourself to be pulled into unnecessary drama. Instead, you maintain your focus, your energy, and your ability to respond only when it truly matters. Too many people speak just to be heard, without thinking about whether their words actually serve a purpose. They talk out of habit, out of emotion, or just to fill the silence. But words should add value. They should contribute something meaningful, whether it's wisdom, encouragement, or clarity. Speaking just for the sake of speaking often leads to unnecessary conflict, wasted time, and misunderstandings. When you choose to speak, ask yourself if what you're about to say will improve the situation. Will it bring clarity or will it create confusion? Will it uplift someone or will it tear them down? Will it solve a problem or will it make things worse? Many arguments, broken relationships, and missed opportunities come from words that should have never been spoken in the first place. Learning to filter your speech is one of the most valuable skills you can develop. Silence isn't always about staying quiet. It's about making sure that when you do speak, it counts. People who talk too much often lose credibility because their words become repetitive, predictable, or unnecessary. But those who choose their words wisely gain respect. When they speak, people listen because they know that what's being said is intentional and meaningful. Speaking with purpose also means avoiding negativity. Gossip, complaining, and unnecessary criticism don't add value, they only drain energy. People who constantly engage in negative conversations attract more negativity into their lives. But those who use their words to encourage, to teach, or to inspire build stronger relationships, earn more respect, and create more opportunities. There is a difference between talking to be understood and talking just to be noticed. Many people speak because they want attention, but the ones who truly make an impact speak because they have something important to say. If your words don't serve a purpose, they don't need to be spoken. Choosing to remain silent when you have nothing valuable to add is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of wisdom and self-control. Words should be used to build, to heal, and to move things forward, not just to take up space in a conversation. Mastering silence doesn't mean never speaking. It means knowing when to speak so that your words carry the greatest impact. People who talk all the time often find that their words lose value because they are always available, always explaining, always defending, always trying to prove something. But those who understand the power of silence know that when they do choose to speak, people pay attention. Their words stand out because they are not just filling space, they are delivering something meaningful. There's a reason why the most respected people in any room are often the ones who don't speak unless necessary. They are not withholding their thoughts because they don't have anything to say. They are waiting for the right moment to say something that actually matters. Their silence makes people curious. Their restraint makes their words more valuable. They are intentional about what they say, and that makes them more influential. Speaking too often without control can make your words lose their power. If every small situation demands a reaction from you, people stop taking you seriously. But if you reserve your words for the right moments, they hit harder. People start recognizing that when you speak, it's worth listening to. They know that you've taken the time to think, to process, and to choose your words carefully. This kind of control over speech is not just about how others perceive you. It also shapes your own growth and self-respect. When you learn to hold back unnecessary words, you develop patience, emotional intelligence, and the ability to handle situations with wisdom instead of impulse. You stop letting emotions dictate your responses and instead use your words to lead, to guide, and to create solutions. Choosing silence when needed doesn't make you passive. It makes you powerful. The strongest people are not those who always have something to say, but those who know exactly when to speak and when to remain silent. That discipline builds respect, strengthens relationships, and ensures that when you do decide to speak, your words will be remembered, valued, and acted upon.